Hi there everyone, my name's Callum Evans and this is going to be my proposal video on how to plan a secondary school sports event for my university project. Growing up, you'd always see teachers working tirelessly to plan events to keep the students engaged alongside their academic studies and making sure that it was all marked on time. This proposal is to give those teachers a helping hand and just explain some of the easier ways in which they can organise these events without having to take even more of their work home with them. To do this, following this video, I will be creating various YouTube videos broken down into stages which will help explain exactly the steps that we need to take to carry out these events. By doing so, I will also be working alongside organisations such as Sport Wales, whose goal is to make Wales a more active, healthier nation whilst developing and promoting sport and physical activity in Wales. By doing this, it will also reduce stress on the NHS, as by encouraging more people to get active from a young age and create more opportunities for them to remain active, will show an improvement in obesity levels further down the line. So as of 2021, there are currently 174,133 secondary schools in Wales which teach PE as part of the national curriculum. Furthermore, the Welsh Assembly government made it so that PE was compulsory between the ages of 7 and 16 in Wales. Lastly, the Education Reform Act outlined the entitlement for all state education pupils to have PE included as an essential part of their core curriculum. We currently live in an environment where PE in schools is a vital part of a child's learning experience, and the only way they will be able to experience it is by having the necessary equipment to play some of the sports. And the only way that the teachers are able to get the equipment is by having the necessary funding, which teachers sometimes don't always get enough of, and sometimes even have to pay for it out of their own pocket. As you can see from the photo, during the 2014-15 financial year, the sport premium allocation was only £3,739. However, just 4 financial years later, and the sport premium allocation reached a record high of £19,333. Unfortunately for many, due to this being during the 2019 to 2020 financial years, it was also around this time that we became aware of COVID-19 and the dangers which it brought with it, and therefore had to settle for independent learning and teaching online, meaning in more recent financial years, we are now starting to see a drop in this budget once again, as it is now dropped from £19,333 in the 2019 to 2020 financial year down to £18,640 in the 2021 to 2022 financial year. That's almost £1,000 worth of funding gone during the time where children will need it the most, after everyone has been sat down looking at their phones, listening to their teachers talk for hours on end and not getting any type of physical activity. It is more important now more than ever that PE departments have the necessary resources to keep children interested in participating in sport and try to keep those childhood obesity levels in the UK as low as possible. The aim of this project will be to work alongside Sport Wales and help them achieve their target of making Wales a more healthier, active nation by providing teachers with a guide on how to make an enjoyable sporting event. I say this because a study that had been carried out by Sport Wales shows us that 32% of students after leaving secondary school continue to take part in sport. My first objective will be to reduce the amount of time teachers take planning sporting events. The website Teacher Development Trust has informed us that the average teacher spends roughly 12 hours a week in secondary schools or 14 hours a week in primary schools, working in the evening and at weekends, meaning that they have less time to have a social life of their own and spend with their own families due to them being so concentrated on their job constantly. Furthermore, another objective would be to encourage participation levels, as currently we have been informed by Sports Wales within a survey which they carried out that just 32% of students after leaving secondary school continue to take part in sport or some sort of physical activity. 37% of those were male and 27% were female, out of the 4,000 students which took the survey. Lastly, the final objective involves bringing all the schools in the surrounding area closer together by making it a large-scale community event which will form new relationships for future sporting events. Although this may take a little bit of extra planning for the event itself, it will make the children more competitive and give them more of a reason to want to compete in it. Lastly, as you can see here, I have made a chart which outlines the timeline for completion for this project. Thank you for taking the time to listen to and watch this video.